A perfect sponge cake that is absolutely moist, soft, delicious. Hi guys, I am Erica and today I'm sharing my sponge cake recipe with you. Before I begin, I line a 9-inch cake pan with wax paper, which I have also greased and floured. And here's my trick for a perfectly level sponge cake. I have some napkins that I have soaked in water, and I'm going to fold them in half and place them into a piece of foil paper that is wide enough to wrap around the sides of my pan. This trick also helps your cake remain moist and prevents the edges from burning. I'm going to seal the edges and the top of the foil paper together and then make a few holes so that the steam would escape. I'll wrap this around my pan, making sure that it stays without opening into the oven. And now my pan is ready for baking. In the bowl of my stand mixer, I will add 1 cup of room temperature butter together with 1.5 cups of granulated sugar and ½ cup of brown sugar. Using the paddle attachment, I will cream this together for 5 minutes on a medium speed. In the meantime, I will whisk together my 4 large eggs together with some lemon peel, and this is going to infuse a lemon flavor into the eggs and take away that freshness. Now these 4 large eggs measure roughly 1 cup, and so if you're using smaller eggs, you may need to use 5 to give you the right amount. I'm also going to scrape the sides of my bowl intermittently so that the butter creams evenly. After 5 minutes, the butter and sugar has creamed together nicely, and now I can pour in my egg mixture. It's important that you add your eggs gradually, allowing each addition to properly incorporate into the mixture, and this allows your mixture to come together evenly. If you pour all the eggs at once, you're likely to end up with a soupy mixture. It's also very important that the eggs and all of the cake ingredients are room temperature, and this is going to avoid the butter becoming grainy in the mixture. Once all of the eggs has been added, you can let your mixture continue to cream for 1 minute, scraping the sides of the bowl as needed. Next, I'll add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. Normally, recipes call for 1 teaspoon, but I just love that vanilla flavor in the sponge cake. My remaining ingredients are 2.5 cups of flour, ½ cup of full cream milk, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, ½ teaspoon of cinnamon or spice, and ¼ teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add the flour and milk in 3 parts, and I'm adding in my baking powder, cinnamon, and salt in the first part. With each addition, it's very important at this stage that you don't overmix your batter. So with each new addition of flour and milk, I'm allowing my batter to mix for the bare minimum time, just until the flour is incorporated. At this stage, the more that you mix your batter, you risk overworking the flour and activating all of that gluten, and it's going to give you a dry and dense cake filled with air bubbles. Also note that in order to get an accurate measurement of flour, it is important to spoon the flour into the measuring cup and then level the top. Once the flour is incorporated, I'm going to turn the mixture off and scrape the sides of the bowl, making sure that the batter is evenly smooth. And this smells so good with that vanilla and spice in there, and you can see that perfectly soft, spongy texture already. This is going to be so amazing. I'm going to pour this evenly into the prepared pan, and this is going to bake in a preheated oven at 340 degrees for 1 hour, or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. And this is my cake fresh from the oven, and guys, it smells so amazing. I'm going to remove the foil paper and the ends of my springform pan, and it's important that you remove the wax paper from the edges of the cake while it's still warm, so that the cake does not stick onto the paper. And this is a perfect sponge cake. It is moist and soft, and the foil paper that we added on the ends of the cake while it was baking kept the top of the cake nice and level and perfectly brown. As perfect as this is on its own, I'm going to add a light glaze on top. In a Ziploc bag, I have combined ½ cup of icing sugar, 2 teaspoons of water, and a few drops of lemon juice to taste, and I'm going to drizzle this over the top of the cake. After 2 minutes, the glaze has dried and I'm ready to slice into this cake. and you can see how soft it is as I'm slicing in. This cake is so delicious and fragrant, and you can see how soft and moist the inside of the sponge cake is. The only thing to make this more perfect would be a nice big scoop of ice cream. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Let me know if you try it, and be sure to like and subscribe to Erica's Joyful Oven for more amazing recipes.